Martin, in and around schools and in the news, there's talk of Ofsted all the time. Those of us inside the school know what Ofsted's about, but just for people who aren't quite sure, what is Ofsted and what do they do?
Yeah, well, I'm sitting here with the Ofsted report in front of me that was released yesterday. I have to say it's nice to take my mask off for 5 minutes and actually talk about something positive. So Ofsted basically are independent regulators, so their role is to come in and judge schools as to where they sit at the current time. There's a lot of controversy around Ofsted at the moment because in the middle of a pandemic, very many of my colleagues actually questioning whether Ofsted should still be going in and inspecting schools at this time. So what I don't want to do this morning is kind of be triumphalist in any way, shape or form. We will discuss the report. I'm really pleased with the report. But also just temper that with the fact that it is still a very subjective process. We've come out of it really well, but we can't afford to get carried away with that. And there are question marks at the moment, if I'm honest, on behalf of the profession as to whether these inspections should actually even be taking place at the moment with the pressure that head teachers and schools are under.
Sure. So you mentioned that the inspectors visited in early November for 2 days. Now they have a sort of tick list, a checkbox of 5 areas, don't they? Could you explain those 5 areas?
Yeah, okay, so if I can remember them all. So they give us a judgment on the quality of education, on behaviour and attitudes, on personal development, on leadership and management, and on the sixth form. So really pleased to be able to report that we've been judged as good in all those 5 categories. Really pleasing from my point of view in terms of a statement of the progress we've made is that the conversations over the 2 days, particularly around leadership and management and personal development, were at the top end of that. So we were arguing around whether or not those areas could be outstanding. So really pleased with the overall judgment, and delighted with some of the key messages that come out of the report as well. It's a massive testament to the work that the staff have done here in the last 2 years. So, I'm really clear in my mind that this report is owned by the whole community. The students and the staff and the community deserve this for the work they've done and the way they've supported the school over the last 2 years. So I can't thank everybody in one go, but the credit for this judgment and this report lies with everybody at Lipson.
We should mention, you mentioned outstanding and good as 2 of the rankings. They only give 4 rankings.
Yeah.
One is inadequate, one requires improvement.
Yeah.
One is good and one is outstanding. And last time they visited, before this time, they ranked Lipson as requiring improvement. So improvement has been made.
Yeah, and it's massive improvement because it's increasingly becoming a binary judgment. You're either good enough or you're not. Actually, is where it's going.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when they came in last time, I think I'd been in post properly about 3 weeks, and as much as they could see improvements and they could see where we were going, there hadn't been enough time to embed a lot of those things. We've had a couple of really positive monitoring visits since then, but we knew we were ready. We felt we were ready, and we wanted Ofsted to come in this term because actually we wanted to tick the box so we can really get on with what we consider to be our core purpose. And it is now a case of flicking a switch and saying to the staff and the students, actually now we really concentrate on what matters, and that's about improving student outcomes and getting the best sets of results we can. So it's a necessary process. I understand the process. I'm glad we've been through it, and now I'm delighted to be able to kind of push on and do the stuff that we think really matters.
There was an interesting comment. I thought there were several interesting comments when we go through them one by one. First of all, in between the two visits, there's been a significant change in the culture of the school. That must be very pleasing for headmasters.
Yeah, I think that's the most pleasing part of it for me, and I've got to give credit to the team that came in. They got us. They understood what we were about, and you've heard me say many times how important I think the culture is. I think it underpins absolutely everything we do. But really pleasing to see lines in the report that reference the fact that kindness is at the heart of what we do.
Yeah.
The quality of relationships between staff and students is at the heart of what we do, and that I think is something that that is fundamental to everything we do. So it was really nice to have that recognised by external an external verification process, if you like.
That kindness comes from and is shown by the pupils, and comes from and is shown by the staff as well. Shouldn't forget that this isn't just a report about the children, about the school from an education point. It is also about the staff and how they're making progress.
Yeah, and I just cannot praise the staff enough here. We've got a really special group of staff. Many of them are the same staff that were here when I arrived 2.5 years ago. But they love the school. They're really proud of their school, and they go about their business every day with kindness being at the heart of what they do. And it is, you're right, it is kindness between the staff and the students. It's kindness between the students and the students, but it's also kindness between the staff and the staff. So we take well-being and workload and welfare really, really seriously here, and the staff have responded to that. But they deserve the report. More importantly, they deserve the accolades that go with it, and they deserve the right now to just get on and really make Lipson into the great school I think it can become.
There's one other line which I thought was significant. I mean, before your day, before a lot of the teachers' day here, Lipson didn't have the best reputation, but it now says, the report says, the behaviour of the pupils is now a strength of the school. That's a tremendous...
And that's great, and if you get the behaviour right, the rest of it falls into place, doesn't it? You have to be a little bit careful, because Lipson previously was an outstanding school, and not that long ago, so there is a real legacy here, and there are plenty of staff that are still here that remember the really, really good days of Lipson. I think it'd probably be fair to concede that it had a little dip, and in that little dip possibly the reputation went down a little bit, but I still don't think we've got the school back to its previous glory days, if you like, but my intention, as I've always said, is to make it even better this time.
I was going to ask that as my final question. Where to now?
Well, yeah, if we move away from judgments like good and outstanding, I've used the word once, I want us to be a great school, and I've got enough people around me here, we've got enough backing from the parents and the community and the governors. We've got a superb set of students, there's no excuses with our students, and a really good group of staff. So, alright, it's a cliche, but the sky's the limit. You know, I want us to be the best school in the city, I want us to be one of the best schools in the region. It's been interesting that over the last 2 weeks I've been inundated with colleagues from other schools wanting to come and have a look. Now that shouldn't come with an Ofsted judgment, but it does.
Yeah.
But it's going beyond that. They want to have a look at the way we do things and how we do things, and word of mouth is getting out there. But we're nowhere near. I don't think we've reached our potential yet. I think we can be a great school, and that's what we're hoping for. And that starts with, we've still got to improve the outcomes that our students get, because that's the bit that opens the doors for them. So all the focus now goes on to the next set of results for year 11 and 13 and 10 and 12, and over the next 2-3 years I'm hoping to see those results just get better and better.
And also come back again, which won't be for a while, but when they come back again, further improvement?
Well, let's not worry about Ofsted coming back again. The biggest positive in all this is that in theory they shouldn't be coming back again for some time. So let's get our heads back on concentrating on the stuff that matters, and doing it for the right reasons, doing it because it's what's right for our students and our community.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.